Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, Faithful Acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from the hot ones, it is the original hot barbecue sauce. Just in time. I found this on the grocery store shelves just in the nick of time. Coming in before the 4th of July weekend, which will undoubtedly, holiday weekends in the summer, of course, is a time for grill outs and barbecues. So good timing on them there. And I don't know if I have not seen any other variants other than this. It seems like it's very thin for a barbecue sauce in particular. A lot of their other companion products, especially the crossovers, I haven't been super impressed by. But I think this is actually a really good idea, having something nice and shelf stable. I'm very concerned about how thin this is, though. So we've got water, brown sugar, tomato paste, sugar again, vinegar, honey, molasses. That is now 4 sugars. Chipotle peppers, garlic powder, habanero peppers, salt, lime juice, onion powder, natural chipotle flavor, chili powder, mustard powder, and crushed red pepper. Okay. So we're going as high as a habanero, so I'm not expecting a whole lot of heat to be had here, if I'm being honest. And let's just take a look at it here. So this is going to be one of those rare videos that actually is not completed on the day I start filming. So, and you'll see why here very shortly. But, ooh, this is extremely pungent. Wonder why. It reminds me more of like open pit, that type of thing. It is very, very loose for a barbecue sauce. Like, this is odd. Like, look at how thin it is. We didn't see any xanthan gum in the ingredients, so that we're not getting jiggled, but it is very, very loose, especially for a barbecue sauce. Like, this is very bizarre. Color-wise, it looks fine. I mean, it's the same sort of reddish brown that you would anticipate from a barbecue sauce, but I am not sure about how thin this is. Let's get into this. This is very weird. We have some bitter notes. It is way too pungent. There is definitely, like, you get some sugar hits, but this is extremely pungent. I don't understand why. There's not, for having chipotle and chipotle flavor, there's quite a bit less smoke than I would have expected as well. Let me try to, let's see if it changes from agitating. I mean, there's definitely some pulp in there from the tomato paste. This is just strange. It doesn't remind me of any barbecue sauce I've ever had. Yeah. So I don't think you need to have lime juice. I think the vinegar needs to be backed off a lot more, like way more. Citric acid in the tomato paste is, I guess, not the end of the world. It definitely will be unlike any other barbecue sauce you've ever had. That I can tell you for sure. Flavor-wise, it is very unique as well. I guess barbecue is the closest thing that you could call this. It doesn't strike me as very barbecue-y, though, to be honest. And it is honestly just kind of strange. I can definitely say I've never had anything quite like this. I don't like it in this format. I'll be honest. This is not what I want in a barbecue sauce. But we're going to test it in a different way. And momentarily you will see why this video is not going to conclude filming on the same day that I start. Okay, and you can see we are over here at the stove. And I'm going to marinate some barbecue chicken. I've got here just some thighs. And so I'll show you how I do these. We're just going to coat the one side for now. Flip the bag over. And coat the second side. And I like to zip this a little bit here to make sure I don't get it everywhere. And then we're just going to gush it around. These were the skin-on ones. I don't like chicken skin particularly, so so yeah, just get all the air out of this, or as much as we can, I guess. And we'll close it off. And so then we just kind of gush it around a little bit more. And what we're going to do is we're going to go and throw this on the grill. You can see that it's not sticking crazy well to the top parts. This was rinsed after I took the skin off. I rinsed the chicken, patted it dry with paper towels. So this was completely dry when I started. And what I'm going to do is let it sit overnight. Tomorrow I'm going to barbecue it. I'm going to grill it up, and then we will come back and see how it worked. And as you see, we are back, and here we've got some nicely fresh grilled up chicken thighs, the same ones you saw me throwing the old marinade on yesterday. Obviously I have shaved in the interim. And let's see what we got. It smells good. There's 4 sugars in this. All right, needs more. Who knows, maybe that'll be something I tinker with. Throwing a little bit of sugar in what's left. You see the bottle's down where we left it yesterday. I think Hot Ones does a lot of they're overall a positive, I think, for the chili head world. I think a lot of their branded sauces, however, no. Not branded sauces. I think a lot of their branded products, their branded sauces are generally pretty good. Some of them. Overall, I think the lineup's pretty solid. No, I think their branded products leave a lot to be desired. Unfortunately, this is one of them. This is not, as far as I'm concerned, a very good barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauces, I think, need to run more. I don't know what this is for. I don't know what they're trying to do here. Most barbecue sauces will tend to run towards the sweeter side. And that's kind of where they need to go. This doesn't usually, so usually if I grill a sauce, it'll strip a lot of the astringency out of it, just that process. And it's certainly lower now, but it is still very, very forward. And it's a little unfortunate. I might be better off using this as like a dipping sauce, I think. But there's the problem, right? I feel like any self-respecting barbecue sauce needs to be able to go on the grill. This one obviously can go on the grill, but I don't want to put it there again. It's not. It just isn't. I hesitate to say it's not very good. It just very much is not what I would want, or do want, rather, in a barbecue sauce. Even the caramelized bits are just not, they're just still got that pungency to them. I don't think this is the right direction. I mean, maybe that's what they wanted. I don't know. It's hard to say because I feel like they're not going to say, that's not what we wanted. I feel like that's something you're not going to hear from them. I feel more like it's going to be, these are what the flavors do, and this is how it's meant to flow together. But for me, this is a gigantic miss. There's no real heat to it either. I think that's another mistake. But a lot of their sauces are not like scorching. I mean, I'd say the majority of them probably aren't, outside of like the last abs. But the last abs are not meant to be flavorful sauces, I don't feel. I think they're more intended as stunt sauces. I've never got the impression from them that they're anything other than that. So I might load this with sugar. I might try to load it up with some brown sugar, maybe. More brown. There's brown sugar in it. It needs more. I don't think I have any corn syrup. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try to. I'm not gonna put honey in here, but I am gonna try to load it up with some brown sugar and maybe a little bit of ghost pepper powder to try to. It's missing a lot of the smoke flavor also. So I feel like a barbecue sauce needs to have a couple things. It needs to have sweetness, and there needs to be some smokiness to it. There, even with that, is not particularly. And the way that I grilled it, you can see there's a little bit of char marks there. I'm still not 100% to where I'm clicking with the grill yet. But I did it much, much, much lower heat and a lot slower than I might. And when you do that, you can tend to get the capsule, the tub, whatever they call it, the barrel, I guess, whatever the grill two halves are, you can get that to be holding smoke pretty well. And that's what I had here. I did some burgers as well. Those have the nice grilled, sort of charred, slightly pseudo-smoky flavoring to them as well. And even with all that, it still doesn't read particularly smoky. So this is... I'm happy I did it, for coverage. I've got a gigantic Hot Ones playlist where this will live that you can check out if you're interested in any of the other stuff. But I really feel like this is kind of a miss. This is not. I mean, we'll see how it does, I guess. But I think they really, really, really went in a not the correct direction, I guess, for a barbecue sauce. So I will say it's okay-ish. It's not a bad tasting sauce, and like I said, I will probably duck it with sugar and then go try it again on the grill. I might use this as a dipping sauce, but I am not hugely fond of the flavor by itself, so probably not. Probably I'm gonna bang some brown sugar into it. Like I said, maybe some jalapeno flakes. Maybe I've got some smoked jalapeno flakes. It might be that actually. Maybe some smoked ghost pepper. I'm not quite sure yet, but definitely I want to get more smoke in there and considerably more sweetness in there. Those are the two things I think this sauce is more lacking than anything else. The heat thing, I don't think they're really going for heat, so that's just kind of whatever, but I'll see if I can tune it to make it worthwhile. But like, this is not a cheap barbecue sauce. This little gem right here, this is twice as expensive as something like a Bullseye, for instance. And I wouldn't say it's 2 times better than Bullseye. I wouldn't say it's better at all, actually, than Bullseye. But I mean, I appreciate their expansion, and I'm all for experimentation, and not everything is going to hit with everyone, and this is one that very definitely didn't hit with me, and we'll just leave it right there. So that was the Hot Ones Original Hot Barbecue Sauce. Now go full in peace to serve the flame.